This just in. They have kept me on the show hosting for 72 weeks. Please call my mom. I need help. I need help.
Get back to work. Quit crying out for help. Get back to work.
Okay. Welcome back to the Four Letter Nerd. I'm your host, Mayhem Black. Hyrule Geek X Unlimited production. Oh, sorry. Hyrule Geek X Unlimited production. Today's been a great time. I have to go. The police are at my door. Thank you. No, in actuality, let me stop. We have a great show ahead of us. I've decided I'm going to be super duper trouble. And you know what? I haven't thought of anything to say, so let's bring on our co-host. First up, she's holding the glue, but she's being silent nonetheless. It's K to the A to the T. I don't know how to spell your name. A-R-I-N-A. Is it the mascara? Is it just cat? You know what? Let's bring
Spelled
in
it with K.
Every kiss begins with K.
Except, it went wrong when you started it with a K instead of a C, and then just
I like a
progressively worse from there.
I like a second opinion. I think it's a K. Is it a K? Too late. You took too long. All right, back to Kat. It's a pleasure to have you here. Super difficult today.
I had a tough day, and I almost didn't make it on, and I regret making it on. So
yeah, I'm hosting for the 17th time.
Thank you.
Somebody get me out. Call my mom.
Yeah.
You know what?
Give me her number. I'll call her right now. But you know what? I have to say, the way that you opened the show with your little cape on your head. I wish you kept. Please keep that on. Please put that back on and keep it on for the show.
Kat doesn't want to see my big 5 head. Next up, we have another host. You know him. We love him. Reginald.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Thank you for letting me on the show. Thank you for not kicking me off. I appreciate it.
Can I kick him off already? Jeez.
No.
All right.
It's
we have a
vetoed. 2-1 veto. You can't do it. Sorry.
You gotta
the special host is shaking her head.
You gotta plow through it, buddy.
Yes. It's opposite day. Bizarro land. Yes.
No. So you both say yes and we both say no, so it's still 50-50. You can't kick me off. Oops.
Yeah.
You know what? You're right. I can't kick you off. I can't remove you. I thought you were gonna say Big Daddy Burgie.
He's not on today, honey.
So bad news bears. He is not on today, but instead we got somebody just as good, if not better. She's hailing from the other side of the screen. Ladies and gentlemen, Wonderland's favorite, Miss Shaw.
I mean, he's not wrong. He is on the other side of her screen.
I'm closing the show now. All right. Thank you, J-Bo. Miss Shaw, welcome to the show.
Hi, guys.
It's a pleasure to have you.
And that's not a 5 head. That's a blackboard, by the way.
Oh.
I could put 5 fingers.
I'm sorry, I had to. You couldn't hear me before when you said it.
Like I used to tell a certain somebody that we all know, her head used to deflect the signal. I retracted it. It's okay. It's all these thoughts. Okay, we're gonna move forward and we're gonna talk about our show. Only 5 minutes into the show, we're gonna talk about some of the great topics that we have.
Has it been that long?
6. He's dragging it out.
You know what? I don't appreciate this, but I kind of do. Reginald, please tell us what we're gonna be talking about today. Go ahead.
Am I getting co-hosting duties? Well, alrighty then. Well, today we're going to be talking about geeky Black history, and then we're going to talk about the collectibles we need because we need them. And
what
then
up,
a slightly serious talk.
Old
We're going to
chalkboard.
talk about cancer awareness.
All right, so you heard him. Black geeky history. We're going to talk about collectibles we need, and of course, it is Cancer Awareness Month, guys. But first.
Oh, we see how it is, J-Bo. Can't stay for us. Stay for the new girl.
All right. So you know how I like to do it. I like to generally ask you guys to pick a number between 1 and 5. I'm going to start with our favorite. Kat, what is the number?
3.
God damn it. You got it. All right. Kat's
What?
first. She's
No,
gonna share.
I told you it was crap.
was hoping it goes.
Whatever number you were gonna pick, he was gonna make that the number.
What happened?
I vote that Chandra goes first.
Don't get
You
mad
can't
at
vote.
Sunflower.
You can't vote for somebody else to go first. That's
Yes,
never
I
been
can.
Well, she
That's
won,
never
so
not
therefore
been
she
established
gets
either.
two, right?
Okay.
Yeah, you didn't establish.
Okay.
why.
You know what? We'll have Chandra go first. Chandra, Miss Shaw,
Yay!
please
Okay.
tell us your
What
picks
I
for
pick?
Black Geek History.
I picked Alisa Martinez. She is my favorite, and I've actually gotten to meet her, and I cried and fangirled like an infant.
Mhm.
Alisa Martinez, she was part of. Actually, hold on, I actually have it beside me this time.
Uh-oh.
She drew and inked
Okay, let's get a close up.
all of the Nubia comics.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
My
comics or
all,
covers?
Beautiful.
she did the in pages and some of the covers as well, but I have
Ooh.
all these are signed by
Ooh.
her.
Oh, damn.
But what I loved is not a lot of people know that Wonder Woman has a twin sister, and her twin sister is in fact black.
Yes.
In the original comics, her and Diana were made at the same time. The only difference with Nubia is she was made with black clay. And then Ares, the god of war, stole her and brought her to the Flying City of Men. That's why she doesn't have the same powers as the women on Themyscira. And then she meets up with Diana later in college and is controlled by Ares with a ring, and then she breaks it. In these comics, these are the newer ones. I think there was only a 6-issue run, and then for her coronation, it was only 4. She comes from the Well of Souls, and the women, the Amazons of Themyscira, the souls come through from like self-sacrifice to dying due to domestic violence, things like that, and that's how they become these women. But I think when she comes, a lot of prominent things happen. I don't want to give it away if anybody wants to read it, but she ends up becoming. She is currently queen of the Amazons.
Yep. I read it.
It was amazing, and like even her backstory, how she became came to the Well of Souls was great. But this month there's supposed to be another one coming out. Now, with the only difference is with this one is, like I said, she did some of the covers and she inked the panels inside, and Nubia looks like a black woman, like the 4C hair, the body, everything. I'm going to be building her cosplay because I've done a version of Nubia before, but everyone keeps thinking I'm just being Black Diana, and I'm like, no, I'm Nubia. But in this one, I mean, she was. If you knew Diana, she was. But in this one, it's called The Natural Order by Alisa Martinez. It's her first time ever getting credit as a writer in the DC series. And it's coming out for Black History Month. So those 2 pictures that you showed are snippets from the new comic book. It was supposed to be a pre-order in January, but I didn't see it, so I have to wait for it to come out because I need this copy. So I really, like I said, I've met her before. She is a wonderful, wonderful woman. And the only other thing I have for Black Nerd is me meeting the voice of Storm, and she signed an action figure. That was
nice,
amazing. She is a gentle soul.
And I think last week they on the YouTube channel they posted like a snippet from the episode that you already did from the Power Rangers. So you're kicking ass there too.
Yes.
Within that live. So if you have not seen it, please go see it. And I'm sorry, Chandra, what is the name of the YouTube channel where that episode is? Where you're
Power
playing
Rangers
style?
Power Rangers Dark Unity. We have got some racial comments about our cast decisions. So
well,
they have to deal with it.
Asshole,
just
an
ignore
asshole. But yeah,
Listen,
absolutely.
let's focus on the positive. You brought up Nubia. I think last year I brought up Nubia because she had just emerged and she was amazing. We talked about like the 3 different. I'm sorry.
Just emerged.
She has emerged. It was. We talked about Diana. We talked about Black Nubia, and then we talked about the other Wonder Woman whose name I can't remember.
There's a lot of them. There's a Spanish one.
Yes.
There's Wonder Woman, Wonder Girl. You have her mom.
Yes.
Then you have Nubia. Then there's a Spanish one, and there's a few other ones. Yeah.
So
and then of course all the Wonder Girls that have taken on different
and Wonder Pups.
I am here for it.
Sorry, Wonder Pup.
Yeah,
well, they all have pets.
Oh yeah, they.
Batman could have a cow. Well, Damien, but Listen, I'm here for it, for the inclusivity. I'm here for the inclusion. I want more and better stories. You know, the one you talked about with the Well of Souls. I remember that because it wasn't Medusa, but it was somebody else that was.
It was Medusa.
It was Medusa.
Yeah.
But then it was somebody else. Wasn't well.
Pulling the strings.
Right.
Is this the
So
one where
I
Medusa
remember reading that,
was-
and it was amazing. So guys, definitely, if you get a chance,
Remember
check
what
out Nubia.
happens to Medusa after the fight?
No,
I can't
I'll
give that
check
one
it out.
away. Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
ruin it. I want to watch. I want to read it again. Yeah.
But yeah,
I want to read it
DC
again.
has
But
a
I remember
whole-
reading it, and I was just like, "This is."
It was good. I couldn't put him down. But DC has a whole like selection for Black History Month where they're Black writers
Yes.
and artists working on it, which
Yes.
is like a really big deal because you usually see them Black prominent figures in comic books. Sometimes they're not
Reggie,
as
what are you
prominent as
looking
we like them to be. They're more like sidekicks, like what they did with Black Lightning when it was on air. They made him Batman's sidekick when he's a main character. So
Yeah.
it's really good to see that they took this. I wish they did it more, but took the opportunity to bring this to the forefront of comics. I read a lot of DC comics, so
Reginald, what are we looking at? What do you
We're
have?
looking at previews of the Black History Power
Okay.
series from DC. This is what she's talking about.
Okay,
Yeah.
because I was confusion. Thank you
yeah,
very
that
much.
this is where I pulled up. So I found out about this before they announced it because Aletha announced it on her personal Facebook, and I have her on my Facebook. So
Oh, okay. I like
she's
it.
amazing, and I love the character even more because her staff extends. It's like the lasso of truth, but it's a staff, and I do martial arts, so I use a bow, so it's easy for me to do tricks and stuff as Nubia because it's the same thing. It just has a spear in the end.
I would
really
hate
cool.
to be hit with that staff either way.
It's
Too many repressed
type
memories.
an EVA foam because it has to be con safe.
Fair enough.
It's a LARPing weapon. I told you I LARPed in high school.
Fair enough. All right, I'm gonna give this an automatic 10. I think this choice was amazing. I think you deserve to win the episode, but we gotta listen to Reginald. Reginald, tell us.
What do you
your
mean you got to
PC.
listen to me? Wait, what? What happened?
You're next.
I'm
Okay.
next.
Parent hearing.
Geeky thing.
Apparently, I was voted on. So I wasn't voted off the island. I'm voted to go next.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Okay. I'm not used to that. I'm used to being voted off the island and then brought back randomly. But
I thought
I'm
about
okay with that.
Direction.
Thank you, Mr. Director, Producer, sir, for not removing me from the
Dirty
show.
Diana.
He's on his music.
Yeah, he is, sir.
Sorry.
Anyway,
Yes, you're gonna tell us.
so I learned some new things, as I always do, because I like to go learn new things. And I learned about the actual first Black superhero printed in comic books that only got 1.5 chances to be seen, 2 chances.
Black
But
Superman.
no,
Okay.
no.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that is the name. This was
You see
in
my face?
1947. Came out. This was all Negro comics. So this was all comics that had to deal with Black people as the main characters, and the one that stood out was the one that they called Lion Man. And this was only printed technically twice, but for the second issue, they didn't have enough materials. And then, of course, it's the 40s, and people found out that a Black man had a comic that was being successful, and they couldn't have that. So he got blackballed and blacklisted, and so nobody would work with him to get the rest of the stuff out that he had for this anthology that he was trying to make. And yeah, it was starting to be good, but then it got shut down. So this was set up by African-American journalist Orrin Cromwell Evans, and he started this when his newspaper that he worked at closed. He decided, let's run this here, all Negro comics, and they got the first issue out, and because of the buzz, it kept growing and growing, and so he kept printing to keep up with the demand. And when issue 2 was ready to go, he only got a few of them to go. When his newspaper found out he was using their stuff to make the comics, they shut that down, and then every journalistic business in the area blacklisted him, and none of them would work with him to get the rest of the comics put out because 1947 America. And so It's like one of the first black superheroes that came out at the time. All the stories included were called Ace of Harlem. That was a detective comic drawn by an artist named John Terrell. There was The Little Do Dillies, and this was drawn by Cooper. That's all they have them listed as. And then there is one called Ezekiel's Manhunt, which was a two-page boys adventure text story. And then Lion Man and Bubba, the quintessential ones that I'm talking about. And those are the ones that were created by the creator of the books. I'm sorry, drawn by George G. Evans Jr.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's see here. And then we have Hep Chicks on Parade. Um, they were it's a spot illustration of gags with the pen name of Lynn. And then there's Little Eggy by Terrell, which was a story about a henpecked husband and his wife.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was Sugarfoot, a humor feature drawn by Cravat.
Sugarfoot's everybody's name. Go ahead.
Right. And then the last one was Remember, Crime Doesn't Pay Kids, a one-page service announcement, and also the next issue promo for Ace of Harlem. And so they got all these in there. They all had their little quick stories and their quick little shorts, and they were setting it up for the second issue. But as we all know, that just did not happen.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. This is looking at it real quickly. Not that, but looking at this real quickly, it kind of gives me Black Panther. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Right? That's
Like
what I was
early
thinking.
Black
I found
Panther.
out. I was like, this is some Black Panther looking stuff.
So definitely, this is dope. I'm gonna give you a 10 as well because I feel like you deserve it, and I'm trying to be nice today. All right. Well, hello everyone. Hey, Steve, what's up? Have you read Harriet Tubman Demon Slayer by David Cronson? Because words. Met him at New York City Comic Con. My friend from Cali told me about the comic. I have not, but if you
that sounds like some Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer type stuff.
You know what? I think I saw it and I was just like, this is a joke. But now I'm beginning to think maybe I was the joke and it was actually worth reading. Tell me, Lala, is it worth reading? And am I the joke today? In the
You're
meantime,
not the joke, sir.
Kat,
Yes,
it's your turn. Please tell me
Okay.
your Black Geek history.
Well, one of them is actually a copy from because it bears worth mentioning again. Chandra, I know you're gonna like this one. The casting of Shooty as our latest Doctor Who. This is historically significant, especially in a UK television show that has been on the air on and off for over 30 years. Having a doctor of color who not only is, the doctor's always amazing, but plays such a unique version of the doctor who's completely self-confident, who is secure in who he is such a comfort and joyous and wonderful and cheeky and unapologetically so, is beautiful in any time, but most especially in a time where I think, like, especially post-pandemic, we still haven't found our way to giving a shit about each other the way that we should. And there he is in all his glory with his beautiful sonic screwdriver.
Doctor Who, most of the black characters or ethnic characters are always companions or companions' boyfriends, so they're always side characters.
And not to mention, one of my favorite characters of color was Danny, and we saw what happened to him, and that was
sad.
It's too soon to talk about. And my other one is a voice actor by the name of Zeno Robinson. He started at 14 in a character in Ben 10 and now does a lot of voiceover work for anime. He does English dubs of anime, playing mostly white characters, which is something very unique because usually you hear about it the other way around, like the original voice actor of Cleveland from the Cleveland show. The animated series was a white man who stepped back to allow someone of color to play that, rightly so, to play that. But Zeno got into dubbing anime by submitting an entry to a contest. So since the age of 14, he's been doing voice acting. He's done Pokemon. He does My Hero Academia, One Punch Man, Agretsuko. So he's out here doing his thing, and I think that's amazing for him, especially in a market where you tend to think like the default color is not Zeno Robinson, and here he is killing the game. So, like, big ups to him.
Very nice.
Okay, this looks amazing. Cat, when you get a chance, check the
Yes.
messages, all that good stuff.
Yeah, I know. I told you I need to replace the headset. So
Oh, it's the headset.
I'm
Okay,
sorry.
'cause
I'm sorry if my voice sounds weird. It's the head like this headset. I've had it for a few years and needs
no,
either
she's
some
lying to
repair or a
us.
replacement.
Mm-mm.
You've been
The
saying
story,
this
the
outlet
story that
since
I'm going
like
with,
2019.
the story I'm going with is that you're doing voiceover work for a robot, and this is how
Oh
you're
yeah.
going about it. This is how you're going
This is her
about it.
audition tape.
This is
This is
my
gonna be her
audition
audition
for
reel.
Cyborg.
Yes.
Lala.
She does
So then
need a
I'll
full
definitely check it
recap.
out. You said it was worth the read. He is up to date on them. I only read the first book. All right, I'll definitely check it out and give it another go. Hopefully, you know what? I'll talk about it next week. Kat, even though I gave you hassle for sounding like Mr. Roboto,
Mhm.
I am going to give you a 10.
No,
Dot
I'm
O.
7.5.
8.5 plus 2.
7.5.
Okay, cool.
Gotcha. 8.5 plus 2.
Okay, gotcha. All right, it's my turn. Let's go into this. I've brought something special, only because
Oh yeah, I gotta share your stuff on the screen, huh?
I know, right? Crazy. I could talk about it if you want.
You can talk. No, go ahead, talk about it. You do your thing.
Okay, so my pick was Devil Dinosaur and Moon Girl, of course.
Oh, I love that one.
I am a big fan. I'm actually a really big fan of her and Riri Williams. Now, I don't know what they're doing with Riri Williams right now, but I'm hoping it's something spectacular. I hope they don't kind of like go with what they did with Miles Morales, where they kind of had him free floating a little bit and they couldn't write really good stories. But Moon Girl originally came out in 2005, November. She was 9 years of age at the time and arguably the smartest person, the smartest character in the Marvel Universe, right? Can we go to the next slide, please? Go to the next slide, please. Now she has her own show on Disney Now, Disney Plus, I believe Hulu, which is being absorbed by Disney. So just Disney, anything Disney related. And she's 14 years of age.
Is this by the people who did Titans?
I'm sorry?
Is it done by the people who did Titans?
Actually, that's a good question. I don't know.
I will find
Possibly.
Because the art looks the same. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, that's how they try to reach younger audiences now, and I think they were like, hey, you saw what Teen Titans Go did, and Teen Titans, the one after that. So like, yeah, hold on. We have a comment. Where's the bird? He's black from the waist down. I love how you spelled waist. You're Sebastian. What's up? So I chose Luna Lafayette because I'm waiting for Marvel to really give us a good story arc, whether she's 9 or 13 years of age. I really want to see what a genius does that isn't the usual Doctor Doom, Mr. Fantastic, Mr. Marvel. I say
Mr. Fantastic.
Blue Marvel. And I want to see things switch up. Even Black Panther, T'Challa is smart as well. Shuri in the Marvel Universe, the Ultimate Marvel Universe, is actually smarter. But I want to see things shake up, and I want to see what she goes through and how she adds on. I know it's going to take time, but I really think she's one to watch out for. I'm a personal fan, once again, of her. And of course, Riri Williams, because every now and again you need a break. Riri Williams is a little bit more serious, but the amount of things that she can do, and Tony Stark, that rivals Tony Stark, is just amazing. And here you have Luna Girl, like, you guys are idiots in a very childish way. So I think this will be dope. I think it's worth your read. Definitely check it out. If you don't like this, then you have Nubia. And that's it, because you can't read anything else. I don't care. Just read Nubia.
All right, so I found out it is done by Cinema Gypsy Productions, but now Wikipedia is being janky, and I can't bring up them to see what they've done.
Got it.
Parent costume. Mike, your daughter dresses as Moon Girl, and you dress as the Devil Dino. You know what, Sebastian? You have been added onto my block list. Amazing. I don't know how you got that. But you know what? I may do it, though. So I'll tag you and then block you. Thanks for coming. All right. All right, let's move forward and let's talk about some of the geeky stuff that we need to have. I'm actually excited about this. I'm super, super excited because I know that you guys all suck. This is where you all lose points. But you know what? I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Actually, you're going to eat those words. Because oddly enough, we're in the same mindset on this accidentally.
You better not pick my stuff. I'm kicking you out the show. Shaw, you are next. If you wouldn't mind.
So this one was hard for me because I have the stuff that I want. Like, I have a copy of Rule of Rose. I built Vegeta's chest plate armor, and I have Chris Sabat as well as Brian Drummond's autograph on them. I have my autograph from Storm. I have my autograph from, Aletha Martinez. I have like all the autographs I want. There's nothing really like
Nothing. Nothing.
I mean, the only thing that I've been trying to replace, it's not rare. It was a Mortal Kombat doll of Jade that I had in high school that I lost in a fire. But other than that, I'm a crackhead for One Piece cards, but like, it's not like I can't live without them.
I'll give you one.
But there's nothing I substantially like if I won't live if I don't have it.
It's the Sword of Omens that has a lightsaber on the end of it. That's the one you want. That's what I'm saying.
I have a Phantom V2 double-sided red saber that I use for my Sith. Like, if I want it, I have it or I build it. Most of the time, it's just autographs. Like, and like that one quick conversation while autographs, I'm usually pretty content.
Okay. All right.
She's not here for the stuff. She's here for the experience.
Yeah.
Boo. But I still appreciate you. I'm going to now drop your score from a 10 to a 9. Okay,
but I own the second most rare PlayStation 2 game. I own Rule of Rose. How much cooler can that get?
Well, we'll find out. We'll see if it's worthy. Reginald, show me your stuff.
Oh, you want me to? Oh, see.
Yes.
Oh, you messed up. Sorry.
It better not be the same thing.
I didn't know what you had picked for any of your stuff. I was just going through my stuff today. I'm like, cool, I'm gonna pick this, and this. And I'm like, cool. And then as I'm looking at the stuff you send me, I'm like, oh, we're gonna have an issue on this one. It's not the same car, but it is a car. Okay. But this is my dream car. Like, if I could have any car in the world, especially now that they're street legal in America, I need me a GT34R.
Okay.
Nissan Skyline.
Better.
Well, my friend showed me a video of this, and this I've never. Fun fact: I've never watched Initial D, so this does not even come from Initial D. This is just me being a kind of sort of car guy and enjoying cars. And my friend showed me a video from Japan of these guys doing 140 kilometers per hour on the highway in Japan. And a car literally goes flying past them like they're sitting still. And I'm like, what in God's name was that? He's like, yo, that's a Skyline.
Can you convert that into miles per hour?
Can you put that to American?
Since I'm an American and I'm ignorant on kilometers
or
meters.
You have to just like, damn, that was fast.
But I don't math.
Wait. But how fast was it? I don't see red painting on it.
All right, let me get this in American.
Mm-hmm.
There are no flames painted on it. How fast can it go?
Exactly. That's what I'm wondering. I think my car could probably.
They were doing around 90 miles an hour, and this other car blasted past them as though they were standing still.
Was there anything in the car? Was there NOS, any enhancement, or is this just running on stock?
No, it's just the engine. The GTR series are really fast. They were banned because they were really let me not lie to you, in like 2007s on were coming out here, and they were like literally evading the law and choppers, to the point where the only way you could get it here was to have it shipped with the chip inside of it, verified.
No, you couldn't even you had to send it as a barely rolling chassis. You had to build it from scratch.
To build it. Oh, okay. So then that's
the frame with wheels, and that was it. The engine, the body, interior, you had to get that all imported separately.
Yes.
And then build it here. And you still had to do it secretly and not let people find out that that's what you were doing.
Because they would not only rob you for it, but if the police pulled you over, let's just say, they would impound it immediately.
Yes.
I don't like foreign cars. I'm such a classic car girl, like the 69 Dodge Charger.
I understand that, but this would leave it standing still.
That's fine. It's just the smell of the grease.
We'll get there when we get there. We'll get there when we get there.
If you had red on that car, it'd no longer be on that car. It'd just be a car with no red on it.
But the plates say New Jersey.
Because they're legal now.
That's not where she's coming from. All right. Well, there goes our New Jersey fans. Anyway.
All we'll live. They're gone. They're done with us.
We'll do it live, apparently. Kat, it's your turn.
Yes, my love.
Please tell us your most geeky thing that you want.
I actually have 3 choices, and
I honestly, these are like things that like, yeah, it would be cool to have, but there's nothing that I sincerely pine for. I'm not a collector of things in general. I'm much more an experience girly than I am like a thing girly. But I did choose 3 things that I think that would be wicked cool to steal from my Massachusetts friends.
Awesome.
That was
Wicked. Wicked dope.
Is it
If I could
whack it?
no. So roll that beautiful. So picture it, Sicily. No, I'm just kidding. It is
Mom, just get on with the story.
October 21st, 1941. A crisp fall day. Was it? I don't fucking know. But this is the first appearance of Wonder Woman. Not her first title. That was in January of 1942, but this is the very, very first appearance of Wonder Woman in a comic. The best rated one just recently sold for $1.6 million. So that is a dream that I'm not ever going to realize. But even like the lowest rated ones, like say it's like a 2.5, is still going for like $30,000. So
wow,
I mean, it is Wonder
completely out of any kind of dream that I would have, but it would still be, as I said, wicked cool to have the very first appearance of Wonder Woman framed up on a wall. No.
Okay, I was gonna ask if you would sell it.
That would be a legacy for my kids. That would be for my kids to
fair enough
to sell on the black market or whatever.
There you go.
Or eBay,
Hey, man,
whatever.
I got the first appearance of Wonder Man. You know what I'm saying? I got it. You want to see
What's
it,
up? I
man?
got 2 copies. I got 9.0.
Or like
I got
in
3.2.
the state of Connecticut, there
Original
are these,
font.
there are these conventions that are called Cliffs Cons. They're 99 cents kind of conventions where it's just you know, comic book shops and people selling personal collections. They could do that too. That's fine. But yeah, that's number 1. The next one is another, like, it would be cool to have, but I have the books. I have the books in several forms, but I think it would be really great to have like a first edition, especially hardcover, because that is like my favorite. I always rather have the hardcover than paperback. With his signature, even better. I don't even know how much that would go for, but yeah, just because that really, it's not my whole personality, but I think my personality can be separated into like 5 chunks, and that's one of the 5 right there.
This is true. I think anyone that has a first edition signed by him, they wouldn't even let you know they have it, so nobody would try to take it.
Yeah. So maybe I already do have it. You don't know.
Yeah.
So what's your address, Kat? Hold on, I need to come visit you guys.
You'd be so disappointed if you came to my house and went through my shit. You'd be so upset.
You know what? That's how she
You
throws
would
you
be
off.
asking me for gas money. Like, you'd be so mad.
Wait,
Yeah,
ma'am, I'm
she's
sorry I
trying to
tried to
throw you
rob you.
off.
Here's some money.
She's got it. It's hidden somewhere.
I
in
have the
house.
DC Looney Tunes pops. I mean, like,
Mhm. Don't try to
is that a
distract
close
me.
second? Maybe no. Okay.
We're
Alright.
talking.
And then the last one is not for me. It's for someone who's very near and dear to my heart, who
The OG
first
bit.
and like is 98 of his personality is Star Wars. So, and the other 2% is NASCAR. And I would definitely love to be able to present him with this, the original Darth Vader with the
That would be dope.
telescoping
That's one thing I do
laser
forget from my
sword.
childhood is all my original Star Wars toys. Those are the ones that I really want back. Like the Transformers, I can get those. I can find those anywhere, anytime. But my original Star Wars toys are the ones
But,
I
you know,
miss.
like
Where you have
this-
the push out sword. I like this.
Can you push in on it a little bit?
Of course.
It's not a good toy.
It's not. They weren't good toys. They were not. They were not good toys.
You know what's crazy?
Look, they had 3 points of articulation, and Vader only had 2 because his helmet was stuck on him. So
He literally looks like a kid that put on his mom's black robe. That's how it fits him. Right?
You know what's crazy?
with that collar? What's
A
with that
lot-
collar? Why
a
is
lot
it
of-
curved?
the 70s and 80s, ma'am.
Right,
70s
collar-
and 80s.
collar
That's all
shoulder
That's
that
pads.
like,
can-
remember the movie Legend? How she had that big collar? It's like that collar, but it gave up and it just
The
kind of.
Elizabethan collar.
Listen, a lot of toys, and anybody who knows, a lot of toys, whether from McDonald's when they actually used to give us pretty decent toys, or toys from Toys R Us, and they had capes. They all had capes like that. Okay, it was this weird Velcro strip on the back, and then the cape was just, I don't even know what material was that even from. Leftover.
It was
fiber?
like burlap, leftover
Someone
burlap.
who's like
can't be
10
brother.
years
That's too
older than
expensive.
you, I know. But I have to say, McDonald's, the original movie Power Rangers
100%.
Zords that
Mhm.
came with McDonald's, those were amazing.
Yes.
They came, they pulled back with the thing. Anyway,
Yeah,
but
no, you're
those are
right.
my
Some
three
of-
things. That
They
would be
sold-
cool to have, but I'm okay not having them.
I want to bring us back to a time where burgers were 99 cents and McDonald's was out here giving away like crack. It's like, here, just take it. Let's take it. Like, I miss those days. Anyway, very good
You mean
choice.
back when you didn't have adults trying to buy Happy Meals, trying to get all the collectibles?
I was
Halloween
one of
buckets.
But you weren't an adult.
Well, they
though.
have
At the time,
they
I
have
still am right now.
Happy Meals for adults now.
They do.
They have Happy Meals for adults right now. You can
Yeah,
get
they-
is it a quarter
those
pounder
McNugget
or
things.
chicken nuggets?
Yeah,
They're the
it's
Kerwin Frost nuggets thing.
yeah.
Does it?
I have
come with
one.
A special kind of Coke with like happy juice in it for adults?
No.
That's not a Happy Meal then.
You can do it yourself.
But I want them to. Okay, I
They
would
don't
love
have a liquor license.
I would love for McDonald's to give me Jack Daniel's Coke. Okay, that would be amazing. Okay, let me get the
They're a
number.
family
with a Jack.
restaurant, sir. They're a family restaurant. They
You
have
want
enough
that, go to
lights that
Burger
can
King.
out alcohol.
So-
You can have
Evan
it your
Williams?
way there.
Did you just say Burger King? There, well, there goes our sponsorship. I wonder if they have Evan Williams. Let me get that.
Yeah, let me
Get
get a
that
Jack
there.
and Coke Whopper combo.
Let me get that Johnny Black or whatever. You mean Pepsi? Yeah. The Black Label, yes.
I don't care what
All
you
right.
say. Burger King has the best chicken sandwich. The original chicken sandwich is
That's
the
where they
elite
messed
chicken
up at.
sandwich.
They beat the pancake
Popeyes gives
people.
them a run for the money.
Maybe in certain areas, not in New York. Anyway, enough about food. Let's bring this back. I'm sorry, alcoholic beverages. I want to talk
You
about.
can't get alcoholic beverages in McDonald's in Portugal. You can get a beer. Just travel.
Is it Modelo? Corona? What kind of beer? I'm American, so I don't know any other beer. What other
don't
beer
know.
is there? Budweiser, Bud Light. Remember the commercials? Anyway,
I love how you
I am
got
not. I am not
Bud
learned
Light.
in the domestic beers
Okay,
of the
you just straight up
motherland,
goes for
but
the
I'm
German
sure
beer.
it's
He's
something.
like, I need American beer like Budweiser. About
they had
That's a
great
rush.
football commercials. All right, Budweiser. What am I supposed to speak? What is the other one? How to
you
speak
about the country line dance with
How to
that
speak
pronunciation.
Australian for beer. All right, this is America. Anyway, can I show my geeky nerd thing that I would love to have, which is obviously much better than Reginald's, and I'm saying that out of a competitive thing.
As a fan of your type of car, I still like.
You know,
my
it's
better.
crazy when you pulled up your thing. Nobody talked and stopped you from being all great and all stuff. Can you please hurry
Let
it
him
up,
cook.
please? Damn, it's your monologue. All right, I'm Incrediboy.
Incredible lad, get it right.
So I changed it for you. This is the Ford GT, previously discovered by me in a game called Need for Speed 2. And if I sound I'm chopping up, apparently I switched over to Wi-Fi. I don't know how. I thought I was here. In the year of our Lord, 1995, I played this game, and this was a concept car, meaning technically it wasn't made to be purchased. I believe there are 4 made in the world. One is in a museum somewhere that you and I will probably never go, or we have to pay crazy amount of money to get in. You know, rich people shit. And the other thing is just like sold. It was going for like close to like $3 to $4 million. It is a 2-door coupe. All right, I really wish Reggie was here to kind of like go through the thing, but all right, we'll look at the back. With 2-door coupe, all right, 720 horsepower. The engine is in the back. Look at that sexy thing. I don't necessarily consider myself a car guy, but I would make love to that car. Oh my God, it only
They
came
have
with
laws
5
against
speeds.
that.
I'm sorry?
They have laws against that.
I'm sure they do. They don't need to know what happens in my garage.
Is that how you end up with Autobot?
5 transform. It's a 5-speed. It doesn't come automatic. You have to know how to drive stick shift, and it is just amazing. When I saw this car as a young kid, I was like, I need this car. And I did my research on it back when the internet was still fresh. And they told me, no fucking way. They said, no way. It's too expensive. I'll never have it. It's like close to millions of dollars. It's become a relic of history. And this car is so important. You're probably like, this is another thing. This car is so important. A lot of the other cars are shaped after this. They were made, look at the design of the body. It's made in such a way to kind of that's the engine. Oh, sexy. It's kind of made in such a way that a lot of these cars coming out, even the electric cars, are made with this in tow.
Wait,
Alas.
is that glass up there purple as well? Keep
Where?
going. Go
Left or right?
back the other way, towards the end.
She is pointing this way first.
That, is it purple?
It's black. It's
Oh, 'cause
black.
it looks
with the
purple.
light.
Why does that look like? Why does your car look like Freezer? Because now I'm just seeing purple and white.
Fair enough. Real quick.
Listen here, you driving fools! Get out of my way!
I'll say this real quickly. There was the 4GT 40, which was the premise to that, which kind of looks like a certain Mustang, if you will, whatever. And then this came out and blew everything out. Once again, millions of dollars it costs. It's not made for actual purchase. It's a concept car, and it probably guzzled gas faster than whatever guzzle gas is fast joke insert here. Anyway, a Hummer. It was gonna go left real quick, right? I didn't want to get canceled. Anyway, this car, it will probably beat the Skyline, but the Skyline is technically a built car, regular car, whereas this is a concept fast car. So they're two different classes. Either way, I would still love to see it go up and drive and see what it is. If I could have this, you would not see me. I'd spend all my days guarding this goddamn car. Stay away from my lawn. That's all I have to say. Thank you very much for coming to my TED Talk. I love you all. Stay blessed.
Wow. Thank you, sir.
I'm gonna give myself a 5. More than 10.
Plus
you're
5, you're a
passing. I
10.
at least give you a 7.
Yeah, no.
I'd say a 10.
And you got to see this car.
Everybody gets 10.
It's sexy. I think this was dope. I think we've had some really great picks. I realize I'm cutting in and out. I definitely want to give Reginald his just due and just say you got an 8 for me. Shaw, you got the 9. Kat, you got the 9. Mike, you got the 9. Reggie, we don't know why you come, but we still love you. Anyway, you might as well come back. We do love you. We do appreciate you. We do want to talk about something actually more serious, something that is very personal to everyone, even though it may not necessarily happen to you or somebody you know, but it affects millions of people around the world, and it's something we should always bring attention to. We've talked about Cancer Awareness Month, which is January. Particularly, it flows. It was cervical cancer, but I decided it would be just about whatever particular cancer, because you know what? I think everybody just knows breast cancer. And shout out to those organizers and those women who are brave enough to walk every year and every time there's a walk to help drive money for it, and they tell their stories of whether who survived and how they dealt with it, because that's not an easy thing. All right, it's not like you have the common code. It does so much to that person, and it's very important that we bring awareness to it and we acknowledge those brave people, those brave women and the things that they go through, and do our part in some way, shape, or form. I really hope medical science does a really great job in saying, you know what, fuck all the bullshit. Let's focus on this and let's get rid of all these diseases that shouldn't be and prolong people's lives, because unfortunately when you get that notice, it's never a great thing, and when you beat it, just for it to come back, it's so hard. It is so hard on people. I've never had that happen to me, and I already lost somebody close to me before I had a chance to know them. So I wish I could say I empathize, but there are people here who know the pain better than I do. So I just want to say I understand, and I hope I can help. And that being said, I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to let whoever wants to speak first about whatever particular cancer they want to talk about go first. And thank you for listening, obviously.
I don't know if we can follow that, sir.
That was supposed to be that was supposed to be a thing, a bridge. I'm sorry.
No,
all right.
You're good.
I'll go first then. All right. Fair. Reginald, can you bring mine up, please?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I did cervical cancer. I don't think they can see that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually pull it up so that way I can read from it. Cervical cancer. Hold on one second. All right, so was once a leading cause of cancer death for women in the United States. Today, screening and prevention have greatly reduced the impact of this form of cancer. Still, approximately 13,960 women in the United States are projected to receive a diagnosis of cervical cancer in 2023, and approximately 4,310 will die from this disease. Increasing screenings and prevention are key components of the effort to eradicate cervical cancer, since almost all cases of disease are caused by HPV infections. Vaccines that protect against the virus could prevent the vast majority of cases. Moreover, regular Pap tests can catch and lead to the treatment of the disease of the precancerous stage. Cervical cancer is among a number of cancers that can be caused by infections with pathogens, bacteria, viruses, and parasites. While I am happy that they greatly reduced it, this is still a thing that is killing. I'm gonna quote it low, 4,000, but 13,000 women are catching it. And I'm sorry, it's not like it's due to like somebody being stupid and just randomly did something dumb. This is still impacting people who are just trying to live their lives. They can't get clean water. So anyway, I do want to move forward. I'm sorry. Takai, did you want to say something?
You're
Okay,
good,
I'm
sir.
sorry. I thought you were going to say something. Yes, I thought you were going to say something.
No. I do want to add, like, I understand that, like, it says HPV, but you can get HPV over 50%. I believe they said people have HPV. Some of them that don't know it, and saying that I don't want anyone to feel like there's any kind of stigma. You can get it from being in a monogamous relationship with someone who was in a monogamous relationship with someone else and didn't use protection. You just never know, which is why, like I said, over 50%, I cannot endorse enough. If you trust the vaccine process, they have those vaccines out. Do your due diligence for your children, especially. We lose too many people to cancer.
Yes.
But go on with what you were saying. I'm sorry.
And I just want to add that thankfully we caught my wife's cervical cancer in the precancerous stage. And she was actually able to get her hysterectomy within 2 weeks of them finding out that she had precancerous cells. And she got her hysterectomy and we caught it and nipped it in the bud. And it was a rough time because it was like, hey, you've got precancerous tissue, and she freaked out. I freaked out. I'm like, what does this mean? And they're like, hey, it's not bad yet, so if we get it out, we can get it out. And they were able to get her in and get her done, and thankfully we don't have to worry about that. So I fully understand this one.
I'm gonna go forward and then I want to move forward to my next one, please. And I just want to say, like, as you get older, we worry about our health. We see people, pass away just suddenly. This is something to take very seriously. And if your county, city, or whatever offers any type of screenings for it, please take it. Please take it. I know it's scary. Nobody wants to hear the news. When you go to the doctor or the dentist and you're like, oh, I got a tooth here. And they're like, we got to move it. And you're like, I don't want to hear that. I know this, but this is very serious. Please take the screening, because the faster you catch it, the more likely it can go away forever, and we can still have a great person like yourself still around. I do want to move forward because we are a geek show. They did talk about it in a comic you guys may know about, Thor, where Jane Foster was Thor and she was dying from breast cancer. Now, in comics, the big C, there's generally, it's like final. There's, as far as I know, there's no character that's beaten cancer. They've all died. She was revived by Odin and Thor after beating Magog, which great character. I mean, he's evil, but he's a great character. And she ended up becoming a Valkyrie. But I love the fact that they brought attention to it this way. We stand for inclusion and fairness and quality, but they, in some ways, while making the story and the arc really great, they also kind of showed us how serious it is. Here it is, Jane Foster was suffering from breast cancer and she was sickly, but every time she turned to Thor, she was healthy and well, and then when she changed back, it was back to being sickly, and arguably sometimes it helped sped up the process, which wasn't great for her. You know, so obviously that's a great story to follow. I more importantly, I just think it speaks to victims, families, for the families of victims, excuse me, and kind of understands like, yo, we understand what they were going through. We understand that certain procedures, may not have been great for you, but you tried every and anything. So it speaks to people who may have been families of victims, and even people who have had cancer and beat it. It's such a great message. I wanted to go last for this because I don't think I have the right, particularly to speak on breast cancer, but I definitely wanted to talk about it to an extent that it was pushed over into the comics that I think we all need to at least acknowledge. This is Jane Foster, probably the best Thor we've had, honestly.
Who's done wrong in that movie?
Criminally.
Much better in the story. Much better in the comics. Yeah. I think that was my picks. Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you.
Who's next?
I'll go just because I want to get it over with. I actually in 2017 was diagnosed with uterine or endometrial cancer, and the treatment at that time was to give me a cryoablation and then a round of radiation, and they thought it was that it was good. Unfortunately, it ended up coming back a little bit more aggressively, and then they gave me a full hysterectomy. I don't talk, and then another round of radiation. I don't talk about it because I just don't. I've lost, my grandmother died from leukemia. That's something that I'm also screened for because, as you know, I have a very low white blood cell count. I have an autoimmune neutropenia, which could have been from, me being born that way, me from having Lyme disease, or even from the cancers. So I don't know for sure. But the biggest thing that I can say is get screened regularly. If money is a factor, there are clinics. I know the wait is long. I know it can be inconvenient, but it could save your life. And if you're not willing to do it for yourself, do it for the people in your life that love you and need you. Like, you have to be your own biggest advocate. And I couldn't have gotten it through without the people in my life, my best friend, my kids, my parents. And I wouldn't be here today if I wasn't pushed to go to the doctor, because I'm not a big one to go to the doctor. I'm very much the kind of person where I'll just take something over the counter and push through it. And I very well could not be sitting here today if it wasn't for the people that I love saying, you've been sick for too long. You've been in pain for too long. And that's why I'm another advocate for birth control pills. They don't just prevent pregnancy. They're so important towards women's health, for the overall health of your body. And we as a society need to take away the stigma, and also just like the need to control women's bodies and their own autonomy and their own health. Because as our Lord and Savior Beyonce says, who runs the world?
Girls.
No, you didn't.
Yes, you did.
When it gets too serious, I can't. I gotta say something stupid.
But was she lying?
And that's my TED Talk. Thank you.
You got some hugs. Hugs, cat.
Oh, thank you.
And I think Lala meant to send a hug.
Do not make me cry.
No crying. We've been
That's
really
enough
good.
Out of all of you.
Quiet down, class.
You get back up in there too.
No face leaking.
Absolutely not.
Oh, so I'm going next. So this is Runway of Hope. I think I talked about it on another episode with you guys. It's a breast cancer organization. I was approached by them at a con I was at last year to actually participate as a designer. And I jumped on it because my mom's had breast cancer. My mom actually had a double mastectomy. and then some. I believe she had some radiation. So yes, my mom is a breast cancer survivor. Cancer runs rampantly through my family, of all kinds. So I'm raising money for them, and I will be I'll be dressing a woman who has survived breast cancer. And so far, what I've the brief conversations we had via email, she's a bit of a spitfire. She's kind of spunky, and she does roller derby. She's kind of
Nice.
awesome. But raising money for the people who have not had the opportunity to still be here with us from it. And one of the things that I'm doing is I have it next to me. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Is I'm making a shield. So the theme is fire and ice. So this is a dragon. I
Nice.
have a full list of the name of the models and my mom, and I'm going to write them on the shield. And so
Nope.
the
Wrong one.
model can use that.
What? No, let's not do that, guys.
That was
I hit
Reggie.
the wrong button.
That was Reggie.
So
Retract.
still missing the thing
Sorry.
back here, but I'm going to put all the models' names and my mom's names. So when the model walks down the lane, she has her warrior shield with her shield sisters, her shield maidens
Nice.
on it. I chose fire because a lot of the women that I have met that have survived breast cancer they're quite a bit, they're spitfires.
Yeah.
They have a fire. I don't think freezing or anything. So when I think about it, I think of fire. The other type of cancer that I was talking about today is called neuroblastoma. And the reason that I want to talk about it is because it's extremely rare. About 600 to 700 kids a year get it. And now, if you know anything for cancer, that's really, 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 really small compared to the other cancers that like leukemia or any of the other ones that the kids can get. And the reason why I talk about it is because my daughter had it. My daughter caught hers at 14 months old. She was in my lap doing the baby thing with throwing herself backward and had this big lump. We went to the ER and they took an x-ray and then photocopied the x-ray and was like poop. So I was giving her like a tablespoon of castor oil, and she's poor thing's pooping her brains out and it's not going anywhere. And we brought her to a pediatrician and they were like, yeah, no, that's cancer. I'm not telling you which because I don't need you on Google. We went up February 12th and she was in for exploratory biopsy by the 14th, where she almost lost her hand because they do the exploratory biopsy and putting a port in. They collapsed the carpal tunnel veins in her hand, so she almost lost her hand. So during surgery, they come up and they're shaking their head, and I'm just paler than what I normally am. And they're like, oh, her hand. I was like, it's a fucking hand, fix it. Part of my mouth. I was like, I don't care if she loses her hand. She doesn't even realize what hands are. Just bring her back. But they ended up saving it. Faith ended up going through 2 rounds of experimental chemo. Her first round was really bad. She ended up with a blood sugar of like 50 something. She almost went to a diabetic coma on me. If I would have listened to the hospital in Boston, she wouldn't have made it up there. So I was like, nope, we're bringing her to her local hospital, get oncology on the team, like on the phone. We're going to bring it down. And then we were transported to Boston. She was in quarantine for 4 or 5 days after that. I promised her when she went through her second round, if she did good, we'd get her a dog, and we did. And then Faith went into remission. She is now 17. She's been in remission for, 13 plus years now. She's annoying. But there's another boy in my city. His name is Haven. There was an organization called Haven's Healing Hands. They decided for personal reasons to close it, but they would raise money for kids with neuroblastoma. Haven didn't get to win his fight with neuroblastoma. And what that is what neuroblastoma is, that it affects the adrenal glands above the kidneys, and it forms a tumor somewhere in the abdomen. So when they shrunk Faith's, and his was too big and it engulfed things, and little boy, I used to go to the fundraisers, wonderful mom, super awesome. I loved everything that she was doing. But Faith was in her lower left abdomen, and it was the size of 2 adults, like an adult fist in her lower left abdomen. And it wrapped from the front to the back. And after chemo, it shrunk down, and she still has 10% of her tumor left. It's wrapped in spinal cord, so they couldn't take it out and separate it because it could cause issues with paralysis.
Yes.
So like I said, she's annoying. She's fine. She wants to join the military after she graduates. But it's like I said, it's so rare that people don't really know about it at all. And it's a scary one because it comes on hard and fast. When they caught hers, she was stage 4 already. But I didn't catch it by the time she was 2.
Oh
She was done.
goodness.
That because it's the adrenal gland, it's all the hormones
Right.
child's growing. So sometimes they can happen in like fetal stages, and then sometimes it happens when they're still growing in the kid. It's like the X and Y chromosomes from the male, they're just not meshing. And it's like if I was deciding to have another kid or her father was deciding to have another kid, it's not something we would have to worry about. It's literally a freak accident. Like that's how rare it is. It's crazy.
I'm glad she's still with us. Annoying as she is.
Yeah, she's a weirdo. I love her though. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Thank you very much for sharing. Thank you to you, survivors, for being here. Thank you to the families of survivors and also victims who may have come in for being here. Shout out to you, Miss Clark. As you work at the OBGYN, I understand you see it daily. Thank you for your interest in Miss Shaw's fundraiser. Please spread the word and help us in any type of way where we can help in some sort of way. Of course, any other fundraisers. We are over the time limit, but I really want to close out saying what I'm really glad about this show is the people I work with, the family members that I work with, I find out more about them every day or every time we're on the show. I find out how brave they are. I found out how strong they are. I found out how quirky they are and how much they love me, even though they say otherwise, and, the world is so big, but yet so small.
It is.
The world is so big, and I wish I could tell you, especially as a dad, my worries have gone down. Like I got everything figured out. There are so many things that scare me. There's so many things that I don't wish upon another person in this world. And like Kat said, please, for this, get screenings as usual. As much as you possibly can. Yes, they could be inconvenient, but be there for the people that love you, that need you, that want you there. Do it for yourself, Excuse me for 1 second. I'm glad we have this show to make a difference. This has been the 4-Letter Nerd. Iowa Geeks Unlimited production. I am currently crying mayhem. I am trying to end the show.
You got it, sir.
Until next time, guys, please take care of yourselves and tell your loved ones you love them. Goodbye.